Rivermark, a credit union made for you. We offer a checking account with a great rate, ATM fee refunds nationwide, extended branch hours, and a mobile app that puts the branch in your hand. We are invested in our community and you. Join Rivermark today.
Providence's Better Outcomes Through Bridges, or BOB program, began its work in Clackamas County in 2018. Outreach specialists worked with patients in the community to address their social determinants of health needs, providing one-on-one support while connecting people to housing, food, transportation, and other local resources. When the COVID-19 and wildfire emergencies hit, outreach specialists banded together with community partners such as Clackamas Service Center, Love One Laundry, Storyline Community, Oak Grove United Methodist Church, and Clackamas County EOC to provide access to showers, survival supplies, PPE, and shelter from the elements to Clackamas County's most vulnerable residents.
You might wonder why being a part of Rotary would make sense for you. Rotary is a non-profit, non-political, and non-religious worldwide organization whose primary goal is to give back to our communities. Our local group of members are professionals actively involved in community service projects like helping people range from young students to the elderly, the homeless, and even improving a maternity hospital in Gambia, Africa. We are actively involved in the youth exchange worldwide, and Rotary Foundation is a 4-star charity for over a decade. We're looking for people that represent our community who have a passion for being involved to making the world better. For just a few hours a month, you can be part of the solution here and around the world. You can make a difference. If you or someone you know might be interested, find us on the web or social media to learn more. We are the Rotary Club of Clackamas. Come check us out.
Unitas Community Credit Union takes pride in being there for our community during life's defining moments. Often these are joyful moments, but it's just as important to be there for the challenging ones, such as today, as our communities face many impacts due to COVID-19. For a decade, Unitas has stood behind Clackamas Service Center's efforts to reduce hunger. We're so proud to call you a friend. Thank you for all you do.
Hi, I'm Dan Field, Executive Director of Community Health and External Affairs at Kaiser Permanente Northwest.
Hola, I'm Rocio Acosta, and I'm a bilingual engagement specialist with Kaiser Permanente.
Hello, I'm Tracy Dan Grace, Director of Community Health at Kaiser Permanente.
Hi, I'm Aaron Waters, and I'm an Equity, Inclusion, and Diversity Consultant for Kaiser Permanente.
Hello there, I'm Ron Scholes, and I manage the Northwest Employee Community Engagement Initiatives.
We're sorry we can't be together in person.
But we applaud you in your efforts in working in innovative ways to serve our community members in need of vital services.
Congratulations on your accomplishments.
And thank you for all you're doing to support our most vulnerable community members in this unprecedented time.
We miss being able to gather together
And celebrate the great work you're doing in the communities where we live, work, learn, and play.
But we are navigating these uncertain times together.
And together we will become better equipped for a new normal.
We are resilient.
We will persevere.
And we will once again thrive.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Clackamas Service Center's 5th Annual Harvesting Hope Fundraiser. This is the beginning of the official program tonight, so if you haven't already, I'd like to invite you to pour yourself a delicious beverage, find a comfortable place to settle in, and enjoy the show. I'm Luke McMurray, Vice President of Member Engagement at Clackamas Federal Credit Union. We at Clackamas Federal Credit Union are proud to be the presenting sponsor for this year's Harvesting Hope. We have had the privilege of volunteering and partnering with Clackamas Service Center for several years now, and we continue to be humbled and inspired by the kindness extended to our fellow community members in every interaction. It can be humbling to be in a place of need. The care staff and volunteers demonstrate in every act of service shows that every person is deeply valued and accepted. And we've seen so much joy. So many times our hearts have been warmed by volunteers and staff who exude remarkable amounts of joy simply in working to help others succeed. And so many times we've been cheered by the gratefulness of a member, so thankful for a hot meal or a food box. Our mission at Clackamas Federal Credit Union is to improve people's lives, and one of our core values is to partner with other organizations working to improve and enrich our community. Our partnership with Clackamas Service Center is a natural extension of who we are as an organization. People helping people is in our DNA, and we know that we are in a time where help is going to be needed more and more. As a not-for-profit cooperative, we are so grateful to be part of a community-wide effort that is meeting some of our community's most dire needs with compassion and joy. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy the program.
Luke, thank you so much for that beautiful speech. Luke spent the better part of 6 years cooking in our kitchen, providing warm meals to our community. Luke, we thank you so much for all of your hard work. And to all of you, welcome to Clackamas Service Center. I'm Tabitha, and I'm the Food Operations Manager here at CSC. And before we get into the main part of our program, I want to take a moment to thank all of our generous sponsors. First, I want to thank Clackamas Federal Credit Union for being our first ever presenting sponsor and for being such a backbone to our volunteer program. At the cornucopia level, I want to thank Kaiser Permanente and Clackamas County H3S. To our bumper crop sponsors, Classic Business Printing Services, Equity Quest Homes, New Seasons Market, Oak Grove United Methodist Church, Norma, thank you for all those sandwiches too, Precision Rail, Rivermark Community Credit Union, Sunset Garbage, they've actually been giving us free services since the 70s, thank you so much. And to the employees of Warren Industries, we thank you. At the cultivator level, I want to thank Clackamas Sunrise Rotary, Clackamas Town Center, iHealth Northwest, Providence Milwaukee Hospital, and Unitas Community Credit Union, as well as they are also one of our special appeal sponsors, joined by Knox Law, Clackamas Rotary Club, and Town and Country Fence. I want to thank you all for choosing to be here with us tonight. It's been a rough year for everybody, so we thank you. And now I am thrilled to share with you a brief journey through our year. Take a look at what we've been up to.
The homeless population is really grateful to the Clackamas Service Center. The resources that they're providing here because of the coronavirus are immeasurable. Awesome. It's a place where everybody can kind of get together and not be afraid.
Pre-COVID-19, our folks in our community were coming to us for a reason. They needed help, they needed assistance, and so with other places shutting down, we wanted to make sure that we let our community know that we weren't going anywhere. But what we can do is to provide delivery. And so everyone gets at least like a big fresh box, a dry box of food, and then a bag of produce for them and their family.
What it means to me to have a food box delivered is everything. I mean, that's the difference between me eating or not eating, really. What I've always loved about Clackamas Service Center is the people, and they've always come through, always, no matter what.
You did, and you said it right.
So if somebody wants to help in our community and help to continue to serve others, then we want them to reach out to us. Even a few dollars here or there could be a game changer, and I can stretch that tenfold sometimes. And the people that we serve, they never cease to amaze me and how resilient they are.
Welcome. I'm Deborah Mason, the Executive Director of the Clackamas Service Center, and I'm so excited you're here. Thank you for spending a bit of your Wednesday evening with us. So much has changed. This pandemic has changed so much for us, as you saw in that video, and I know for all of you. And while our city, our country, and worldwide are grappling with the issues of race and social injustice, we want you to know that the Clackamas Service Center believes that Black lives matter. While poverty is widespread, we know that Black, Indigenous, and people of color suffer at much higher rates. And as an anti-poverty organization, we are committed to anti-racism work. I'd love you to visit our website so you can read our newly drafted full anti-racism statement. And yes, like you saw, so much has changed. And before the pandemic, for those of you who don't know, we have a big market where people can come on a weekly basis to shop for their groceries for themselves and their family, a dining room that hosts home-cooked meals 6 days a week. And now that we are in full delivery service and to-go meals, things are really different. But you know what isn't different? Our commitment to community and cultivating a safety net for our community members. You might think that without being able to gather, community would be hard to foster. But things are happening in ways that are surprising to even us. For instance, we have a new partnership this summer with the North Clackamas School District. And when families have been coming to pick up their summer meals, we are there with big boxes and bags of groceries, and we're going to the schools that have the highest percentage of eligibility for free and reduced lunches. So these families know food insecurity. And we're also sending Celeste Roman, our member navigator and volunteer coordinator, because she is bilingual and able to speak to these families in their preferred languages. And we know that families are coming and taking extra food back to other families that are afraid to access services. And so in that way, we're reaching even deeper into our communities. And also, Kelly Edwards, our fantastic volunteer that you met last year at Harvesting Hope, comes to us on a weekly basis to pick up all the food that we can't use, that we can't distribute, and makes meals, close to 800 meals a month for people who are unhoused and living outside. Again, creating deep into our neighborhoods a sense of community and a little bit of that safety net. And even as we speak, we are responding to the catastrophic fires in Clackamas County to help assist those that are being evacuated. And while these times are challenging, there's great opportunity in the future. We have learned from talking to everyone who calls in to order for groceries that a little over half of our community members are living or experiencing a disability. So we know this delivery service is their preferred method of how to get life-saving groceries. And so this program will not go away when COVID does. And so we're excited with your help to be able to serve our community members even better. So I thank you once again for coming out tonight and hanging out with us a little bit on this Wednesday evening. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Sonia Fisher, someone I'm honored to call a colleague and a friend. She has spent her career as a family lawyer and 3 years as a commissioner for Clackamas County and a champion for the marginalized communities. Thank you so much, Sonia.
As a new commissioner and getting connected with the Clackamas Service Center, I had the wonderful opportunity of kind of just hanging outside of the Clackamas Service Center. And this was when after the fire, but before the Clackamas Service Center was fully functioning. So there was still a gate around the service center. But I met a gentleman there and we became friends. I heard his story. I learned about his challenges and his struggles. And there were some simple things that were kind of tough. Well, when I reached out to Deborah Mason, who we all know and love, she knew this gentleman. She knew about all the struggles and she was already working with staff to meet his needs. And I just have to say, those relationships are amazing. And even still, I connect with Deborah and I get the updates and I know that this gentleman is keeping on, even though the circumstances and the struggle is paramount. So today, what I want to share in some sense is the bigger picture of where we are in Clackamas County. So the Clackamas Service Center serves those who are most challenged. And in Clackamas County, we have these are our most recent numbers that I received from staff. We have about 1,100 unsheltered individuals. We also have in Clackamas County 49% of our renters in Clackamas County paying more than 1/3 of their income in rent. And of those that are over 65, 67% are rent burdened. So when you think about this, it's easy to see how these individuals and families are one paycheck away from a crisis that could lead to homelessness. I also want to spend a little bit of time talking about our children. So we may all have heard that Oregon has one of the worst rates for children experiencing homelessness in the country. In the region, in our Tri-County region, there were about 7,000 children that experienced houselessness. So when you add on to that, the number of our children that are food insecure, so about 12.6% of the children in Clackamas County are food insecure. So what is important? What do we need to do? Well, I can tell you the Clackamas Service Center is doing it. They provide food boxes for those that need meals. Before COVID, they had on-site meals. Now they're putting them into boxes and making sure that people can pick them up or they're delivering them. They have partnerships with Lot Whitcomb School and making sure that families are getting the services and the support that they need to help address food insecurity. They have had amazing community fairs where they connect people with services, which are so wonderful for folks that are needing help. Now, this wonderful organization relies on support. About 1/4 of their support comes from government resources, another 1/4% comes from corporate and businesses, another 25% comes from grants. But the 25% that I want to talk to you about today comes from individual donors like yourself. Absolutely, critically essential that we all step up to help the Clackamas Service Center. So part of why we give is because it feels good to us to help others. We know that our gift will go a long way to help those who are most in need. It really matters. So a quote that we're all familiar with from Mahatma Gandhi is that the true measure of any society can be found in how it treats its most vulnerable members. Well, we today have the opportunity to give, to be part of the larger effort to help those most in need in our community. And for that, I applaud each and every one of you for being part of this effort. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you for your hard work supporting our community members and for the residents of Clackamas County. And now it is with great pleasure I get to introduce our next speaker, Brian Martinez. As a property manager, he realized that his tenants weren't doing so well with health and food insecurity. And through a partnership with the Clackamas Service Center, he was able to change that and create community. Let's hear his story.
Thank you, Deborah, for introducing me today and for having me speak here today. Thank you so much. I first heard about the Clackamas Service Center back in the summer of 2017. At the time, I was working as a property manager for a couple low-income and Section 8 properties, working with people with disabilities, seniors, single parents, working families. And it was awesome because every day we would have coffee and donuts, and that was a way for me to introduce myself with the community. And a lot of the residents were very responsive to that. They would come over and drink coffee and donuts every single day. But a lot of them were having health problems, and that was one of the biggest conversations we had in the room. And trying to stay healthy in a budget was pretty hard to do. And it's kind of sparked the interest where can we get free food from? So we started cold calling different nonprofits in the area. And that's where Tabitha picked up the phone and she was like, yeah, we have some donations and produce that we can give you. Come right over. And from that day on, it became a connection where we were getting produce continuously every single week that was going back to the community, back to the residents, and that sparked a wonderful connection. We started doing potlucks, we started doing community events with the residents, which they took the initiative, not just me, but everyone took the initiative. And that was something that it felt really good living in the properties. I was not just a manager, I was a neighbor, I was a friend, and they would always reach out to me for anything. And it was wonderful because we got to share food. We got to share food every day. And food does that. Food brings people together. At times, there was still a lot of excess food that I was having in my car because not all the food went on the same day. So some of that food, I would drive around town and I would give it to some homeless camps. And the same feeling that I got in the properties, I felt when I was going to the homeless camps. It just felt so natural to be able to share food with anyone. And I know how it feels to to be alone, and some of my residents are not able to go to some of these pantries because they don't have access, they don't have vehicles. Times are really scary now, but I know that the Clackamas Service Center is still open. With open arms, they're giving food to everyone. No one's left behind. They welcome everyone. We definitely appreciate everything the Clackamas Service Center continues to do for our community. So I don't work as a property manager anymore. I'm more doing the hands-on, doing the construction side of the properties. But I'm still keep in touch with a lot of my residents, and a lot of the food that the Clackamas Service Center still gets, when they have leftover, they will give me a buzz and I will go and pick it up. And I still love to share the food with my residents. So the mission continues, the work continues, the food sharing continues, and as far as I'm breathing, we'll still be here. Thank you everyone for watching tonight. Please do what you can to support the Clackamas Service Center and their continued work. Also, you don't want to miss the next speaker. He has a very special story to share with everyone. Thank you.
When I first moved in here from being outside for so long, it felt like the walls was chasing me. So I had to come out on the patio, but after about 3 months, I was able to stay inside. Before I got this apartment, I was living on the street for about 10 years, no breaks. Had issues with drug abuse. From there, you can go down all the way. You really can, easily. My name is Guy Batiste. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. When I moved to Portland, I was 13 years old. After high school, I got together with a bunch of girlfriends and started making kids and trying to work one, sometimes two jobs, but it all ended up in failure, so here we are. The last time I got out of jail was 2001. It was meth charges. Since then, I haven't had a salt pebble of that stuff, and this will be 19 years for me clean. About 2010, I became solid homeless, no help from nobody, no living with anybody anymore. I've stayed many places, but mainly at 94th and Foster, at the bus stop there. I slept sitting up.
I've been working with Guy for a little over a year now. I think we were both a little gun-shy with each other at first because he didn't believe anything I said, and you know, I was new in the neighborhood, so.
At first, my impression of the service center was negative. And I just wouldn't have nothing to do with it because I was, you know, strong man, you know, I'll find another job, I'll get it going, whatever. It all sounded like a good idea, but, you know, I had other things to do. When all of those things failed, Clackamas Service Center was the only thing I had. They help people every day they can. And through them, an apartment, a car, some friends can happen.
Guy was riding the Max around at night to stay warm, and he really deserved to be indoors and get back on his feet. He can do whatever he wants to do now. I mean, he's out of that quicksand of being houseless. Taking that burden off him he's picking up the saxophone again, so that's amazing.
I would not be where I am without the Clackamas Service Center. December 9th of last year, they gave me the keys to this place, and I've been here ever since. No, he's good. One of the things I like about my own place is having my last son, Dylan, with me. We dreamed about it. I'm ecstatic every day when I wake up to see my son, you know, here. A minute ago, I was at the bus stop doing nothing, and now I got a place, got a saxophone, and I'm being productive.
He's on committees and stuff now. I just see him giving back just because that's the kind of guy he is. Spending time with family and his son and living life.
Now I'm helping other organizations help other people. On the COC steering committee, I help a group of people decide where funding is supposed to go for housing and etc. Without the Clackamas Service Center, I wouldn't have ran into the contacts that I have now that got me to where I am now. I think they should have one in every zip code. I'm still putting it together as far as hopes and dreams for the future because I'm where I wanted to be. Got a place, got my son inside. I can stay clean, I can eat. It's very cool. I picked up the saxophone after 30 years. I'm definitely gonna keep practicing and get my tone back. And who knows, maybe y'all see me at a jazz fest.
Wow, I've seen that video at least 10 times and it gets me every time. And I know you're watching tonight, Guy. I want to say thank you so much for sharing your story with all of us. Everyone at CSC is so happy for you, and we're going to be first in line for tickets when you get booked at your first jazz festival. Hello, everyone. I'm Krista Harper, Clackamas Service Center's Development Director.
And I'm Steve Ham, CSC board member and volunteer. and I want to welcome you to the interactive part of the program tonight.
So as we all know, 2020 has been a very turbulent year for our country, our city, and CSC's community. In fact, it was so turbulent we had to reschedule this whole event from last month due to the wildfires. So as you might have noticed, Deborah filmed her speech for tonight right as the wildfires started getting really bad. So thankfully, that particular crisis is nearly over, and we're so glad we were able to reschedule and be with you tonight.
And throughout the program so far, you've heard about all the ways we've met the rising need in our community this year. I am so proud of how CSC volunteers, staff, and donors have stepped up to ensure our programs can continue and even expand throughout the year while still keeping everyone as safe as possible.
Totally.
Now we're asking you to stand with us in support of our vital programs. Our goal tonight is to raise $90,000 for grocery delivery, resource navigation, showers, clothing, and so much more. Thanks to many of you who supported ahead of time, we're already more than halfway to our goal.
In fact, I think we're 2/3 of the way to our goal,
Whoa.
Steve. At each level tonight, you're going to hear more about our work and about how your gift can make an impact on people in our community. So please know that any gift that you can make, larger or smaller than any of the giving levels we talk about now, will make an impact. So to actually make a gift tonight, you have a few options. You're watching us on a webpage right now, and if you scroll all the way down on that page at the bottom, you'll find a donate link. So we can also send that link to you by text. If you're watching on a computer and want to make a donation on your phone, you can text HOPE5 to 44321. That's HOPE and the number 5, all one word, to 44321, and our donation software will automatically text you a link to donate.
Okay. And if you have any trouble with those sort of technology directions tonight, please give us a call at 503-927-0582, and we'll do our very best to help you find a solution. That number is also listed on the page just under the video section.
So anyways, that's enough business, I think. We are very excited to start our special appeal tonight at $10,000.
Okay, and our friends at Clackamas Federal Credit Union stepped up this year with a $10,000 presenting sponsorship for this event. So for $10,000, you can support CSC's mobile food pickup. And this year we bought a new-to-us refrigerated truck, which helps us pick up food donations more efficiently and safely.
So $10,000 can cover our insurance, gas, maintenance, and pay for our delivery driver for 5 months. We use this truck to pick up thousands of pounds of food donations every week, and it also enables us to distribute food at mobile sites like at the elementary school food distribution events we've been doing for the last 4 months.
Wow. And thank you again for Clackamas Federal Credit Union for your sponsorship at the $10,000 level this year. And is there anyone out there watching at home who would like to give $10,000 in support of CSC's life-saving programs?
While people will go ahead and do that, Steve, did you know that Clackamas Federal Credit Union regularly sends their employees to help deliver groceries to our members at home?
Yeah, that's just, it's amazing. Talk about leadership by example. I think they even volunteered at the elementary school food distributions as well.
They do, and actually their CEO, Aaron, participates in that too. So they've been very active volunteers with that program since we kicked it off. We are so lucky to be partnered with them.
Absolutely. Fantastic. And by the way, we know that some of you may prefer to give by check, and that's quite cool. The best way to send checks is to our secure P.O. box. The address for our P.O. box is listed at the bottom of the donate section on your screen right now. If you want to add to your check pledge to our totals tonight, so there's that running total you'll be seeing throughout the night, just send us a note in the chat box next to the video screen. A lot of people have already found the chat box already.
So thank you to everyone who made a gift at the $10,000 level tonight. Let's move on to our next level of giving. As we've already spoken about tonight, we made drastic changes to our main food program this spring so that we could continue serving people as safely as possible. While, of course, we're looking forward to the day when we can reopen our shopping-style food pantry, we've realized that our grocery delivery program is going to outlast the pandemic.
Sure. And we've heard over and over how much easier food delivery is for so many of our community members. Many people just don't have reliable transportation to get to CSC or the ability to safely carry home all the food that they need. Many face mobility challenges due to a disability or disabled. We want to make sure that every family member who needs food gets it, and we want to make sure it's as safe as possible.
Absolutely. You can just imagine somebody trying to carry all of the food that they need home on the bus with them or with their wheelchair. So having this food delivery program is amazing. Your gift of $5,000 can provide over 100 local families with a home food delivery, which includes 2 weeks worth of fresh produce, dairy, and meat, shelf-stable foods including cereal, canned soups, toilet paper, diapers, pet food, feminine hygiene items for anyone who needs them. I want to pause our live stream here for just a moment so you can hear a quick voicemail from one of our grocery delivery recipients. He left this message for one of my coworkers, and it was just such a sweet message. I asked him if we could share it.
Hi, Michael and company. This is Leo Rocco. I just had to call you to thank you. I don't know if I told you this before, but you folks took over the #1 spot from what was my favorite food pantry, because you bring things that we need consistently every week, and we are very grateful. The eggs are great, the butter, where can you get butter every time? The vegetables are fresh. Everything that you sent would really help us, and we really do appreciate it, and you do the best job of anybody out there so far. So you're in the #1 spot. Thanks, Michael. Bye-bye.
Well, wasn't that sweet? We didn't put him up to that. He just happened to leave that message for our program director, Mike, a few weeks ago.
Wow. That was a great message. And thank you, Leo, for giving us permission to share your voicemail and the photo. At this level of giving, I want to thank Town & Country Fence Company for their donation of $5,000. We're so honored by that level of generosity. And let me say, Town & Country Fence also donated an actual fence a few years back.
Totally.
In 2018, after we finished the rebuilding of our building and needed a way to secure our property, we called Dennis Fleck, and he came out to look at the property himself. Town & Country Fence donated our entire security fence that we still use today.
Every day. I also want to say thank you to Tim Fuller, who sent us a gift of $5,000 this morning. Thank you so much, Tim.
Thank you, Tim. I'd also like to thank Kaiser Permanente and Clackamas County Health, Housing, and Human Services for sponsoring this event tonight at the $5,000 level. Kaiser Permanente is currently supporting us with a 2-year grant for $60,000. And Clackamas County H3S has been incredible to us over the years, and especially this year, helping us source PPE and face the extra challenges presented by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Absolutely. I want to say thank you to a few of the people that are making donations right now. I see that Hannah's just made a donation of $250. Claudia from New Seasons made a $200 donation. Luke McMurray from Clackamas Federal Credit Union. Thank you to everyone who's giving right now. You don't have to wait till the level that your gift is at. You can give whenever you want.
Absolutely.
So if you'd like to give us with $5,000, but it's more than you'd like to give at one time, you can also split any donation up over the course of a year. So for example, a gift of $5,000 would be about $420 each month. So you can sign yourself up for a monthly gift from your bank account or credit card at the donate button on the page you're on, or you can call our tech support line if you need help. That number is 503-927-0582, and it's also listed just below the video playing on your screen right now. So I hope there's some folks at home who will step up with a gift of $5,000.
That'd be great.
Steve, you've delivered several grocery boxes so far this year, haven't you?
Indeed. Yeah, it's actually a pretty humbling experience. I remember one of the first times I delivered a box, actually it was 3 boxes, there was this handwritten note on cardboard that was left at the front door just thanking us for delivering because they didn't feel safe to venture out.
I remember when you sent the text of that.
It was just, wow. And it really puts in perspective how essential a reliable source of food is and how something so simple could make such a huge difference.
I've heard similar stories from a lot of our delivery volunteers, Steve. I think for a volunteer job that on paper is so isolated and no contact, you're still seeing a lot of thank you notes like that, families coming to the window to wave at you. So sweet. And we do customize just about every delivery according to what was requested. So we make sure that the kid who's a picky eater gets the applesauce and the crackers that they like, that somebody who doesn't have a full kitchen gets something they can cook in their microwave. It's a pretty thoughtful process to prepare a food delivery, and I know our volunteers have fun making sure that everyone gets what they need. So let's thank a few more recent donors. We have Mark Beerwagon. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Mark.
He's on our board. Carol Flanagan. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. My friend Lily in New Mexico. Amazing. Thank you to everyone who's supported us so far.
Yeah, our next giving level is at $2,500, and $2,500 can provide 1,000 nutritious meals. And you may not know that anybody can visit CSC for a meal. Each meal includes a delicious main course, healthy sides, a dessert or snack, and a water bottle or juice box. It's actually our longest running program. We've been offering meals at the Clackamas Service Center since 1974. For some of our neighbors, this is the only place they come to get a hot meal and to connect with other people. So it's a lifeline for our houseless members.
And the logistics of it are pretty complicated, right? Like our food operations manager, Tabitha, and our volunteer cook, Jess, they manage to create a meal each day with whatever food ingredients happen to be in stock. So imagine cooking every day for 75 with only what's in the pantry. We want to make sure that there's nutritional variety in what we serve, that it's flavorful but not overly salty or sweet, since a lot of our diners are living with diabetes or high blood pressure. And I know you've served meals at CSC, so you know we have a lot of folks that can't eat anything too hard because they don't have great teeth. So we also have one older gentleman who's lactose intolerant, and he comes to CSC for every meal we offer. And every day, no matter what we're making, even if it's super dairy heavy, our cook Jess makes sure he has his own dairy-free meal.
Yeah, for sure. And sadly, over the course of this year, we've seen more families with children that are showing up for meals. So your gift to CSC at the $2,500 level today can support 1,000 meals for folks just like these who are doing everything they can to take care of their families.
So I would like to thank our bumper crop level sponsors for supporting us with gifts of $2,500 or the equivalent in in-kind gifts today. We are lucky to have so many partners who care so deeply about our work. So Classic Business Printing Services, Equity Quest Homes, Oak Grove United Methodist Church. There's so many. It's really hard.
It's a tongue twister.
So many tongue twisters. Precision Rail, Rivermark Community Credit Union, Sunset Garbage, and the employees of Warren Industries. Thank you all.
Thank you all
so much. And Steve, I don't know if you know this, but when the employees, this spring, the employees of Warren Industries made a surprise emergency gift of $5,000 to us. So I want to thank them for that too.
Absolutely. I didn't know that. That's amazing.
So we also want to thank New Seasons Market for sponsoring this level at the $2,500 level. In addition to their sponsorship tonight, they've actually donated a $100 New Seasons Market gift card. So if you RSVP'd to this event in advance, you've been entered to win this gift card. Sorry, you can't win. So please stick around. That drawing is going to be coming up a little later.
So at this $2,500 level, I'd like to thank our new friends at Thorpe Machinery for their recent gift of $3,000. Their gift is a great reminder that you don't always need to follow the rules and stick to our predetermined giving levels. You can give more or even less than any amount of money we talk about tonight. Who else could join us with a gift of $2,500 tonight? Prefer to spread that out instead of all at once? Not a problem. As a monthly donation over the course of the year, that'd be a little bit over $200 a month.
So Steve, one thing that has kind of surprised me about our mealtime at CSC is that even during the pandemic, this is a time of connection for people, for our community members. Even while people are wearing masks and spaced out in a line, it's so different than being inside the dining room. But they're all chatting with each other, they're connecting with each other, the staff and volunteers, and just like before the pandemic, you can tell that people are just happy to be around each other.
For sure. And it seems kind of like a theme at CSC. I remember before COVID hit, when I would volunteer to serve lunch at the center, and I turned around when I heard this unusual, unfamiliar noise. And it was this chatter that was around a group of dogs who can be essential companions when you're houseless. Everyone there knew their names, their little doggy stories, and how to keep them reasonably well behaved. It really struck me as a big extended family sort of meal.
Totally. We do know pretty much every dog in the neighborhood, and pets really are family, whether or not you're housed, but I think even more so if you're not. The dogs know the people at CSC too. They know exactly who to go sit by to get a treat. I'm definitely a target. I will give them treats. But anyways, our meal times are just really special, and I want to say thank you so much to all of our donors at the $2,500 level tonight. I also want to thank a few people that just made big gifts. Norma Campbell, Bill Stewart just gave us gifts of $500. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next level of giving, huh? I'm so excited to tell you about this next level. The $1,000 giving level, I want to say thank you to our cultivator sponsors, who are Clackamas Sunrise Rotary, Clackamas Town Center, iHealth Northwest, Providence Milwaukee Hospital, and Unitas Community Credit Union.
Okay. And at that $1,000 level that Krista mentions, your gift can help 20 or more community members access one-on-one support. Our bilingual resource navigator, Celeste Roman, meets with folks individually to help them break down these barriers that they may have in their lives. We meet so many people who are ready to make a change in their lives, but either don't have the resources they need or don't quite know where to start. Celeste helps people with all kinds of things, from rental applications, food stamp applications, connecting with employment opportunities, and so much more.
It's so true. I want to tell you all a short story about one person who was able to meet with Celeste this summer, and it made all the difference for them. You might not know this story, Steve, but Michael was a head cook in a restaurant until he lost his job early in the pandemic. He was really struggling and trying to find a new job, but he needed help getting the funds and support and jumping through all these hoops that had come up for him. So he met with Celeste, who lent him a computer to renew his food handler's card and update his resume. She connected him with folks at WorkSource who were able to help him find a new job like almost right away. We were even able to help him buy some new shoes that actually fit the dress code at his new restaurant. It is important. We have so many stories like this from people Celeste has worked with over the last year. And because she can provide this support in both Spanish and English, we're actually reaching more and more people through this program every day.
That completely makes sense. And your gift at the $1,000 level can help 20 people like Michael meet with Celeste for this life-changing support. Tonight we have a very special match opportunity at this level. Pretty exciting. This match applies to anyone who is a new donor at this level. So if you have never given us $1,000 before, this is a match for you. Our board of directors has pledged to match the first 7 new gifts at the $1,000 level tonight. And this match opportunity applies for people who pay out this gift monthly as well. You can break it out, so don't be shy. Your gift of $1,000 could be doubled to help 40 people that are just like Michael. And at a monthly level, that's just $84 a month.
So we had a few donors make it gifts in advance at this level, so I do want to say thank you to Carrie and Arv Hilly, as well as Greg and Sonia Morganson. We also had an anonymous donor give $1,000 in advance, so you know who you are. Thank you.
Wow. And at this level, I also want to recognize Dave and Linda for their gift of $2,000, more rule breakers, in honor of CSC board member Susan Garber's milestone birthday. So happy birthday, Susan.
Sue. What a great gift that is.
For sure.
Like, it blew me away when I got that email. I want to say thank you to a few people who just made gifts. I want to say thank you to Sherry Kulink for her $1,000 donation, my friend Grace for a $100 donation. You all are just like blowing me away. I can't believe the total on the screen right now. We're at $77,000.
Wow, 150 people.
We're so close. I also want to thank Pacific Northwest Iron Workers Credit Union for their gift of $1,000 tonight. Thank you to everyone who's making a donation right now, and don't forget that match that our wonderful board of directors has offered. Your $1,000 gift could essentially become $2,000 to support CSC. So thank you again. Keep those $1,000 donations coming. Let's move on.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the $500 level, where I'd like to thank some more of our amazing sponsors. All of these folks sponsored this event at the $500 level. So thank you to our friends at Columbia Bank, Holistic Financial Solutions with Ray Yao, Caris Milwaukee United Church of Christ, Knox Law, thank you, Bill, New Hope Community Church, Wade Hathorn, Mark and Kayleen Beerwagon at Stone Creek Building, Rotary of West Lynn, and avid real estate executives.
I gave you a mouthful there,
That's
sorry. Today at $500, we're celebrating our shower program. So your gift of $500 can provide 100 hot showers. Every shower guest is provided with a clean set of towels, soap, hair care products, a razor, a fresh pair of socks and underwear.
Sure. And especially during these times when health and personal hygiene are top of mind for everyone, our shower program is incredibly important for the physical and mental health of our neighbors. Our medical partners outside in have told us time and time again that our showers are helping prevent and treat skin infections that are so common to our friends who live outside in inclement conditions. And I don't know about you, Krista, and probably TMI, but I know I start feeling pretty awful after about 2 days without a shower. And not just physically, just how I feel psychologically as well. The dignity of feeling clean and fresh is something I think we can all relate to.
Yeah, I totally agree. And with the pandemic, there are even fewer places than normal for people to go get showers that are unhoused. So this is an especially important program to focus on this year. We want to invite those of you at home to support CSC with a gift of $500 today. And if you want to make that gift over the year, it's a commitment of just $42 a month.
Okay. And I guess we're on a theme here. Speaking of not showering, if many of us in our online audience have ever gone camping, it's just a small and pretty different window, though, on what it's like to not have four walls and a roof around you. And imagine not knowing when this outdoor experience was going to come to an end. And if you're like we are, and I can say my wife and I are fair weather campers, imagine what it's like to try that in a rainy Northwest week. Worse yet, at times of year that you want to be able to turn up the heat. The winter months are especially hard on our houseless community and psychologically draining on those who are trying to avoid that. These months are upon us.
Absolutely. I have to say, before I worked at CSC, I never thought much about the rain unless I got caught in it. But now on particularly rainy nights, it's really hard for me not to think about all the people I know who are toughing it out in a soggy tent. There are a lot of ways to support our friends who live outside, but the shower program is definitely a big one.
Wow, for sure. It makes me think about how much I love taking, a hot shower after being outside in the cold and how much that could change somebody's day. Just something simple.
Totally. And I want to thank our donors who gave an advance at this level, including Dr. Kevin McKinney, another gift of $500 from his business, iHealth Northwest, the Brethren of Multnomah Lodge No. 1, and Yvonne and Dave all the way in Southern California. Thank you so much to all of our donors at the $500 level. Let's see who else is giving right now.
Wow.
Oh, Richard Monty gave it $1,000. And it looks like my dad made a donation too.
Thanks, Dad.
So thanks, Dad.
Anonymous, 500. Thank you.
Anonymous, yeah, that's amazing.
So, and I hope everybody is paying attention because at the $250 level today, we have yet another match opportunity. For $250, you can provide grocery-filled bags for 25 of our members. So here's what that kind of looks like. Since the pandemic started, we haven't had anybody actually shopping in our food pantry because we couldn't, like they normally would. And as you heard earlier, we're delivering groceries to many of our community members' homes. But for our houseless folks who were already coming to CSC to get a lunch meal, it just made sense to give out food to them on site. So each person who comes for lunch has the option of picking up a food bag as well.
Right. So our amazing friends at Unitas Community Credit Union have pledged to match up to $4,000 at the $250 level, so doubling your impact. So our first 16 donations at $250 doubles to 50 bags of groceries for our folks who are living outside. And you can cover that same amount with a monthly gift of $21, and that counts for the match as well. So these grocery bags are prepared with our unhoused members in mind, and each contains 2 to 3 meals worth of healthy and easy to prepare items. And we actually have one here to show you what people are getting.
Let's take a look inside.
I will say I packed this and I didn't put any fresh food in it because I didn't want to waste anything.
There we go.
But here we go. So we have a bag of bread. That's pretty standard. We usually have bread in our bags. We have some peanut butter, so you could make a peanut butter sandwich. We have a thing of beef stew, so you could heat it up in a pot or eat it, right out of the bag. Super easy. We have some raisins and a few packages of instant oatmeal and milk, so you could actually make like a little breakfast.
Sure.
And to go with your breakfast as well, we have couple of oranges in here. So that's a pretty good example of what we usually get. I missed the chips. There's a couple bags of chips.
Who doesn't love chips?
Yeah.
There we go.
Can't go wrong.
And I know it takes a lot of careful shopping to fill 3 bags for just $25. Imagine some of your recent trips to the grocery store. I know we can't do that. So we've had some generous gifts come in advance at the $250 level. And I want to thank Melinda Jackson from Errol Heights Community Garden. Thank you to Brett Sherman. Thank you. Stephen Stapp from Unitas Community Credit Union, and Naomi Angier. Naomi has been a donor for over a decade. So thank you so much, Naomi. And there are so many more donors, and more coming in, it looks like, to thank at the $250 level. We literally can't list everybody. But please know we are so grateful for your donations.
We are so grateful. I just have to pause and say we're almost at our goal, Steve.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you see that, but it's
Look at that.
ticking up right now.
Less than
it's
2,000.
Amazing. We're almost there. And actually, I want to pause for a second and say maybe we should up our goal to our original plan. You know, before the pandemic, we were going to have this, we would have had this event in person, and we would have set the goal at least 100,000.
Let's do it.
Why not try,
what's
right?
happening?
Like, we're almost there. So I think our new goal tonight is $100,000. We're going to do what we tried to do originally.
Look at that.
And we're almost there. So anyways, thank you all so much for getting us to this point. It's amazing. I want to talk a little more about the grocery bags, because this is a service that we designed for our unhoused members, but it does also help some of our housed members as well. We had somebody who called to ask for a grocery delivery recently, and we weren't going to be able to get them a delivery like right away. It was going to be a couple of days. And they were in super dire need with no food in the house, and they were able to come out to CSC. They got lunch, they picked up a grocery bag, everything they needed to hang in for a couple of days until we could actually make a full grocery delivery.
Just imagine what that's like, waiting a couple days. So remember, at this level, Unitas Community Credit Union is matching gifts up to $4,000. So they've been an amazing partner of ours for years now, and we hope you'll step up to help us meet this match today.
And I know we have some new donations coming in as well. I want to say thank you to Ellen Jack, who just gave 100. Cindy, who's from our Classic Business Printing Services.
Yeah. Thank you,
printed
Cindy.
everything for us this year for the event. Diane Lucas, who gave 50. Thank you, everyone. I know we're going to make it to 100.
I can tell.
I
Look
just
at
know.
it.
I just know. So for those folks who are waiting for that gift card raffle, I know we're almost there.
Almost there.
I want you to know that we're almost there. Just hang in there for a few more minutes.
Sure. So next up, we have our $100 giving level, which can provide mail service at CSC for a week. For people who don't have a fixed address, our mail service is an absolute lifeline. Anyone can have mail sent to CSC, and our staff and volunteers sort the mail out by name so we can distribute it during the normal lunch hours.
Right. So it is by using our mail service that our members were able to get stimulus checks. It's how they apply for jobs, get food stamps, apply for identification, fill out rental applications, and of course, it's a way to keep in touch with friends and family. Just like our resource navigation, this can be an absolutely life-changing way for someone to be able to access services beyond CSC. So I've been lucky enough, I've been able to distribute mail many times, and let me tell you that sometimes that's like really all somebody needs. It really is all someone needs. People are so excited to get their mail. I've met people who were in a bad spot, who had to move into a tent in our neighborhood to escape domestic violence. But thanks to our mail service, they were able to call a family member who was out of town. Within a few days, they got a check, and then they were on their way. They went home or got back on their feet.
That's great. And you're right, our mail service is really key for anyone trying to make big, important changes in their lives. Just imagine, how would you get a driver's license that's new, or open a bank account, or even fill out a job application without an address? You need that.
Yeah.
It's nearly impossible. And without that, it starts a vicious cycle. So there's no way to literally do any of those things we mentioned unless you can get mail. So thank you to everyone giving at the $100 level. I know we have a lot of donations coming in, and thank you to everybody at home.
So I don't know who just gave $1,500
Anonymously.
anonymous, but thank you so much. Our amazing volunteer Chris just made a donation. Thank you everyone for supporting us. This is amazing. And we're getting close. I mean, we're at $90,372. I'm sure there's a few more donors out there just hanging in for the last minute, right?
Sure. So yes, thank you everybody, and get ready because we're now at our final giving level tonight. This is another exciting level because there is one final match opportunity. Double your money. The Rotary Club of Clackamas will match up to $1,500 in donations at this level. So what $50 can do is provide vital hygiene such as face masks, hand sanitizers, and soap for 10 of our community members. Because Clackamas Rotary is matching the donations, your $50 will actually help not 10 but 20 people with these supplies.
So as we all know, these items are vital necessities in 2020. And this is an investment, of course, in broader community health as well. It's good for all of us. We're all less likely to see COVID spread when we have access to masks and sanitizer. It's the positive ripple effect that we all want to see right now so we can get back to normal.
Normal would be great. Hey, we've had dozens of people reach out to donate handmade masks. We've actually distributed so many to our housed members. For many of our unhoused members, though, they don't have the ability to even wash those cloth masks, so one-time use masks are often the way they need to go. Clackamas County Department of Health, Housing, and Human Services has helped us out a lot with the one-time use masks, both for COVID and then during the wildfires when everybody saw how bad the smoke was.
That was a special thank you to Clackamas County. I know lots of those folks are watching. Public health experts just keep telling us over and over we need to reduce our risks of transmitting COVID by wearing masks in public and keeping our hands clean. So at CSC, we believe that access to health and hygiene is a human right, and that has never been more important than it is right now.
Agreed. And this is our final level tonight. But please know that any gift you can make will make a difference. This is also your last chance to double your money, double your donation with match dollars from Clackamas Rotary. So even if you've already made a gift, you're completely welcome to make another one. Help us reach our goal. There's up to $1,500 available and on the table, so to speak, to match your $50 gifts tonight. You can even make more than one $50 gift if you want to really take advantage of those match dollars.
That's a little bit of cheating, but we're going to allow it. We're getting so close to reaching our goal. We're at $93,000 essentially right now. I want to say thank you to Anonymous for giving $50, Brittany for their $250 donation, and Betty, who's on our ambassador council, for giving a $250 gift. Thank you so much, everyone. So while we're waiting for all of you to make your final gifts, why don't we figure out who won that gift card?
Everybody could use that.
So remember, anyone who RSVP'd to this event before 4 p.m. was entered into the raffle for this card, which was donated by New Seasons.
Thank you.
And we determined the winner with a random number generator while our event was starting.
So here we go.
Steve, will you do the honors?
I will.
Drum roll.
Let's see. I kind of feel like we're at the Oscars, the Clackamas Oscars. Okay, and the winner is Norma Campbell.
Norma!
So, way to go, Norma. Norma will be in touch with you tomorrow and make arrangements to get this card out to you. And thank you again, New Seasons Markets, for your generosity.
Thank you.
We're going to make just a couple more minutes at break here to people at home to make your final gifts. So please help us meet our new and revised goal tonight. And while we wait for any final donations to come in, we want to show you a quick video from our volunteer coordinator about other ways you can support Clackamas Service Center.
Hi, my name is Celeste Roman. I am the member navigator and volunteer coordinator at Clackamas Service Center. I want to thank you all for coming tonight. And while our system catches up and collects all your donations that you're giving today, I want to invite you all in other ways that you can give to us. That is not just donating money, and that is by volunteering. Each year, our volunteers donate a lot of their personal time to help keep vital services running here at our center. Volunteers are always sharing with me what it means for them to be volunteering at our center and how much they're getting from just being here at our center, working with our members and being a part of their community. I'd like to invite you all to be a volunteer and come join us. I would like to share with you all some volunteer opportunities that we're needing your help to fill at this moment. We are currently looking for drivers who can help deliver food boxes out in the community. And so what it takes to be a delivery driver is, one, that you have a vehicle and that you are available Monday through Thursday for an hour and a half to 2 hours to help deliver these food boxes. And we're looking for someone who feels comfortable loading and unloading those food boxes to get to the appropriate household. And so by helping us deliver food boxes, you're providing nutritious meals to families in need. Another opportunity that we're needing volunteers to help prepare those food boxes and put together those food boxes so that they can be delivered out in the community. And so what we're looking for is someone who likes to stand on their feet for long periods of time, someone who likes to be physical and likes moving things around and feels comfortable lifting 30 to 40 pound food boxes. And so if that's you, then this is the perfect role for you. We're needing someone available from 9 in the morning till noon, Monday through Thursday. Another volunteer opportunity that we're needing help filled is helping with our meal program. 6 days a week, we provide meal services to our members, and we're needing your help to fill that need. We're currently looking for volunteers who are available Tuesdays and Thursdays from noon to 2:30 to help us provide meals and groceries, clothing, as well as hygiene to our members during that time. For all those volunteer opportunities, we ask that you're able to commit to 1 shift a week, if not more, and we would love to have you here volunteering at our center. If you don't have time to volunteer on site with us, that is okay. Help us coordinate a food drive in your neighborhood or in your community so that you can collect some of the dry goods or snack items that we put in our grocery bags each day. For more volunteer opportunities, please email me at volunteer@cscoregon.org. Thank you.
Krista, look at that total.
Look
at that.
I know.
Thank you to everyone who supported us tonight and throughout this year. When the pandemic struck this spring, so many of you dug deep to make sure that everyone in our community was supported throughout this tough time.
To be honest, we had no idea how tonight was going to go because everyone was already so generous this spring. So I'm totally overwhelmed. Thank you so much for your generosity. It means so much to all of us and especially to our community members. I'm so excited to tell you that our total is in.
Look at that.
$101,000, $775. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Virtual high five there.
And of course, we know that a few people in the audience have written checks, so of course that total will just go up.
It'll be more, for sure. And I want to thank you for being here virtually tonight and being part of our mission. At CSC, we know we're all part of the same community. Whether you eat your meals at CSC or if you just were able to give $10,000. We're all part of a vast human ecosystem, and what one of us does impacts everyone else. So if nothing else, I think that's something 2020 has taught us all.
I hope you have learned more about CSC tonight, and please watch your emails because we will be sending out a video of tonight's event soon, so you can watch it again or share it with a friend. I have to say thank you to my amazing coworkers who are working behind the scenes tonight. Deborah, Tabitha, Mike, Celeste, Nan, thank you for all your help tonight and always. Thank you again to all of our wonderful sponsors. Those of you at home, look them up, give them your business. Our incredible, supportive board of directors, thank you so much, including you, Steve.
And thank you, Krista. So thank you so much for showing up tonight, and stay safe out there. Good night.
Good night.